yellow does give Tony Raines the Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass. He was the first driver a lap down, and he'll rejoin the fray. Tony in 27th position and now on the lead lap. In-race reporter Kevin Harvick's one of the guys who decided not to pit, DJ.
Kevin Harvick, Dale Jarrett, you have a copy?
Forward, Dale.
Well, we're towards the end of this race. First impressions of the new car.
Been a heck of a race. They are fun to drive. They're definitely not easy to drive, but I think that's what makes it fun. It's been a fun race to be a part of so far, and hopefully we can have a good finish here.
Well, now you're following that blue and yellow number 3. Are you just kind of playing a cat and mouse game with him? Do you know when you're going to try to make your move?
Really like to see a Chevrolet win, whether it's us or the 21 or the 3. But we're going to get split up right here on this restart, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, Kevin, good luck.
Yes.
I say whatever plan he had for making that move changed when that yellow flew.
One lap to go. We just heard from Kevin Harvick, who did not pit under the yellow. Let's hear from Kyle Busch's team. They called him in from third, Doc.
Yeah, Jason Ratcliffe, you left it up to your driver to stay out or come in. He chose to pit. Why?
I think for several reasons. You could see it. Everybody was just lined up. You had what you had. And, without the track position, I think he felt like he needed a little bit of an advantage, and tires would give him that if he's going to win it. Otherwise, we were just going to be stuck there with the top 5 maybe. So I think it's a good call. We could get multiple, green, white checkers right here. And if we do, I think he's going to, look like a hero. And tires are worth a lot. I mean, the rest of these other guys have over 20 laps on their tires. So it's going to be exciting.
All right, Kyle Busch rolling the dice. Dave.
The 3 cars stayed out. Pros and cons in that. Tony Eury Jr., what were the pros for staying out?
I mean, you got track position here and 2 laps to go. Thing you got to do really is make it back around here to the white, and if something happens, it's over. So, our car's been better on the long run than it has on the short run. So, we just took track position. We'll see if he can hang him off and see what we can do.
Good on those old tires. And Junior did request to the 20 team, have Joey push me really well, but don't spin me out.
Yeah. All right, so to reset it for you, the top 8 drivers did not pit for tires. You're looking back through that at the top of the screen. Sorensen's dropping back, pitted too soon. You got Newman and Steve Wallace and Steve Arpin in the 166 and 7 that just changed 2 tires. Then Kyle Busch. By the time Sorensen drops back, he's going to be 12th for the restart for the green-white checker. Last 5 July Daytona races ended with a green-white checker, keeping the trend going tonight. Let's also mention the rules for the green-white checker. Once the leader has taken the white flag, if the caution waves at any point after that, the race is over. If the caution comes out before the leader takes the white flag on the track, then we'll try it again.
Up to 3 times.
Pace car off. Earnhardt, Harvick, Logano, Keselowski, Stenhouse, Sachs, green flag.
Junior wanted to push, and he got it right from the very beginning. Man, Joey Logano was all over him. Here comes Harvick and Keselowski back on the outside, though.
Brendan Gaughan bobbing into the outside lane, coming into the picture. 62 car with a push from Clint Boyer. Whoa, contact there.
They keep him straight for now.
That was Kligerman on the back of Harvick. Gaughan with a run to the outside, now bump to the inside.
Yeah, the bump drafting's getting a lot harder here, and I'm not sure these guys can keep control of these cars like that.
Meanwhile, Earnhardt Jr. and Logano have shot out ahead of the pack. If they get to the white flag before a caution flag, then the race is in its last lap.
Looks like they're going to do that. White flag in the air.
White flag at Daytona. Stenhouse in the mix in the 6 car.
If those front 2 get side by side, that could open the door for Stenhouse in that 6. He's had a great run all night.
Kyle Busch still bottled up back in traffic. He's 11th.
It's like Logano might be waiting until turn 4 here. He's getting a run right now.
Stenhouse pushing. Here goes Keselowski.
Got a wreck in the 3. Keep digging. Keep coming.
There is a car in the wall behind them. Here they come to the checkered flag.
You got it, man.
And Earnhardt is going to drive a number 3 car to victory lane at Daytona again. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins.
Well, but damn. Good job, guys. I'll say you again, thanks 88 crew for the pit stop. Tony Jr., I appreciate your work, man. I love winning races with you, buddy.
Incredible.
I don't know if it's you guys, but that's chills
Good work,
right
TJ.
there.
You did a good job. You guys built a hell of a race car.
The car that got in trouble was Brendan Gaughan,
Appreciate you, Richard.
who has driven around and limped
putting this
across the
together.
finish line.
Kelly.
Wow.
Andy, I know you didn't work on the Wrangler car, but you did work on that 3 with Dale.
It's great to see this. This is something I'm glad just to be up here to witness.
The emotion from Tony Eury Jr. after his car took the checkered flag. Mike?
And Tony Eury Jr. collecting his thoughts right now, wiping a tear from your eye. What does this mean?
Man, you know, we lost everything here, and to come back with that number and do this, that means everything.
Can't follow that up, guys. You can hear the emotion. A very, very special win for everybody involved with the 3 team. Alan?
Well, I'll tell you what. We have all, I think, if you followed racing for a long time, you experienced the highs and the lows revolving around this whole story with Dale Earnhardt in Daytona. But I think for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and I think for these fans, they're going to revel in the highs right now.
This is something Junior needed too.
Yeah.
He did, and I'm sure he's taking this time just to kind of collect his thoughts a little bit too. Compose himself. You know, he applied the pressure to himself by wanting to do this, and then went out and took all the energy from everything there and drove this car to victory tonight. Incredible.
Watching the fans' reaction, soaking it all in. Can only guess what's going through his mind right now.
I'm sure there are a lot of things, and you know, if a lot of talk about whether the 3 should be run and shouldn't, and if there was anybody deserving to do it, it was certainly Dale Earnhardt Jr. And his father would be extremely proud in a lot of ways.
He picked the paint job. He told us on NASCAR Countdown earlier that this would probably be the only time he would run this number and not do it again in the future. And he has certainly gotten the most from it tonight. Now going down for the spoiler angle check before he makes his way toward Daytona's victory lane. And all clear, and on he goes. And as I say again, I can only imagine the thoughts that are going through his mind on that cool-down lap. And while he drove around, his crew all waiting for him. And the drive into victory lane for Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now. We'll talk to him and find out what those thoughts are in just a minute. Earnhardt wins at Daytona. Dale Earnhardt Jr. driving into victory lane a moment ago and climbing out of his car. much to the delight of the fans, to celebrate with his crew. After a wild finish at Daytona that saw Earnhardt Jr. hold off the rest of the pack. Now, let's take you back to that last lap and show you the trouble. Brendan Gaughan, 62, Trevor Bayne, 99.
Oh, got clipped just barely by the 99. See, Trevor Bayne gets a lot of damage also.
And that was all behind the leaders up at the head of the pack. The caution flag did not get waved, and the lead pack steamed to the finish line. Junior had enough to hold off Logano, Stenhouse, Keselowski, and all the rest. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won tonight here in Daytona. We go to our Wrangler victory circle now and hear from tonight's winner.
So, safe to say you were anxious to get out and celebrate this great victory?
Yeah. I don't know where to start, who to start thanking. Liz is so long. I want to thank Wrangler, first off. I told him I wanted to run this paint scheme this year. I didn't, we weren't asking for more money. We just carve off a little bit of what we had in the personal service agreement, and we'd make it work. I love working with them. They're such a great company. So I want to thank them. I want to thank, in no uncertain order, Rick Hendricks Motors, the engine program, stepped it up for us, and that's what wins races here. So I want to thank those guys. They deserve a lot of credit. I want to thank the fans here tonight. I didn't want to do a burnout, tear the motor up, because we just said we got to learn what we gained on the motor, take it back, and try to figure out how we can make it better, see how the wear was and stuff. But I want to thank the fans for coming out. It was a great crowd. My JR Motorsports teammates and all the guys at the shop. The 88 crew pitted the car for us. I want to thank them for doing that. Everybody just volunteered for this deal. So I feel lucky. I feel real lucky. I was so worried that I wasn't going to win because nothing but a win, was good enough. Yeah. Well, just for everybody in the world, if you didn't win, it was what a waste of time. Why to do it? So I worked hard to try to win it, and not only for Daddy, I'm proud of him going in the Hall of Fame, and he would be proud of this, I'm sure. And just all these fans. He has so many great fans, not just mine. This is for his fans. Hope that they enjoyed this. This is it. No more three for me. We'll win, and this will be it. That's it.
You drove up by the wall. You looked into the eyes of a lot of them. What'd you see up there?
Oh, I don't know, man. I couldn't see that good. A lot of sweat, and I just...
What'd you feel?
Didn't want to do a burnout because I wanted to tear this motor apart and see what we did, how we improved, and it's emotional, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of, I'm proud to have done what I did with this group, the JR Motorsports group. I'm proud for Richard and Teresa and everybody who was associated that came together to make this happen, but mainly the fans. I mean, I hope that they really got a lot out of this, and because it was trying emotionally to put it together. I'll quit yapping. Y'all go interview the rest of them guys. We're glad. We're happy. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. It was a good race, and I enjoyed it.
We're glad you put the three back in victory lane. I know a lot of people are, Dale. And as we look back up here, I think Doc is caught up with Richard Childress right over there. Let me just ask you real quick.
Sure.
When you gave him a hug, what was that like with Richard?
Well, he just said that Daddy would be happy, real happy. And who would know better than him? I feel the same way, but I never knew what I was going to get with Daddy sometimes. But he was a loose cannon. But Richard and him were great buds, and I don't know how this happened. We didn't have the best car early in the race. The 20 car had to run on the back straightaway. I thought the race was over. The 6, he ducked out to try to look, and the 6 didn't go, so he pulled it back in. Who knows what would have happened there, but these things are a lottery, and I just feel real lucky to have won the race and the whole package with the car and team and Richard and everybody else, just real emotional. But I'm glad for him. Here, I want everybody just to be happy. That's all I want.
I think they will be, because you have a heavy right foot and big shoulders to do this, Junior.
Thank you.
Let's go to Doc.
Just a few feet away from where Dale Jr. is celebrating Richard. So many wonderful memories. So what does it mean to you now to see that 3 car back in victory lane?
Well, it's really special. You know, I know how much has been put into this by Dale Jr., Kelly, their whole race team. And when Kelly came to us and put it together, I thought it was a great tribute to Dale. To see Dale Jr. here in Winner's Circle tonight, the look on his face brought back many memories of when I saw the Dale Sr. here.
Talk about the memories. I didn't think I'd ever see you with the black 3, blaring a hat with a black 3 on it. You said 10 years ago you probably would not have a 3 car on the racetrack again. You brought it tonight, and what did you think when you saw that car go to the top of the board like the old days?
Well, when you see the 3 up on the board at Daytona, it brought back a lot of memories. Dale Jr. ran the 3 for us here in 2002 and won the race here, and here he is tonight, won another race, so it's special.
Would you consider running it again or down the road in the future? I mean, it was such a special night for the fans who enjoyed it so much, and obviously it brings back some success for RCR, Teresa Earnhardt, and Dale Jr.
No, we don't have no plans on running it. My grandsons run it. Both of them run it. One runs it in the truck and the other one in the K&N series, but we don't have any plans of bringing it back anymore.
Dale Jr., when asked a moment ago, said you told him when he came into victory lane his daddy would be very, very proud of him tonight. Obviously, I know Dale looking down. If he were here, what do you think Dale Sr. would say right now?
He'd be very proud. He's very proud of his whole family and everything they've accomplished, and a lot more wins in there for Dale Jr.
Richard Childress, championships, wins at Daytona. He was a part of this whole process along with Teresa Earnhardt, Kelly Earnhardt, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bringing back some wonderful memories, Alan, and bringing back the colors and the victory for Earnhardt here at Daytona.
Brings back good memories.
A great night here at Daytona, Doc. You heard Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s words a minute ago. Winning was everything tonight. And he got to the checkered flag first in that number 3 car at Daytona. An emotional victory for Tony Eury Jr., who headed up putting that effort together. And the fans leaving the speedway so very happy tonight as the sport's most popular driver has driven the number made famous by his father to Daytona's victory lane. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Teresa Earnhardt, and Richard Childress to collaborate on fielding a number 3 car to honor Dale Sr.'s induction into the NASCAR Hall of Fame this year. Jr. chose to do it in a paint scheme reminiscent of when his dad left Rod Osterlund and first teamed up with Richard Childress. The weekend, one of extreme focus for Jr. The fan salute on lap 3 when he tried to take the lead. Well, he had the lead when it counted most, and car number 3 went to victory lane tonight. And a special moment for Earnhardt Jr. and Richard Childress tonight as they have won here at Daytona. Talked about just before the start of the race, how when you look at the record books, the first 2 lines in the Nationwide Series rundown at Daytona are Earnhardt and Earnhardt. Well, Jr. gained another one on his dad in the win column.
He's closing on him.
Moment of acknowledgement to the fans on the window of the car just a moment ago. And so Dale Earnhardt Jr. with that number 3 atop the scoring pylon tonight. Now, that's the big story. Let's talk about some of the other headline makers tonight. Shannon is with Joey Logano.
Well, if you have to finish second at Daytona, probably the best person you want to finish second to is that number 3 car. Joey Logano, everyone was holding their breath on that last lap. What was it like for you?
Man, I was trying to win it. I'm not gonna lie, I was trying as hard as I can, and I had a good restart and pushed a 3 way out there. And I said, all right, this is gonna be good. When the 6 gets back to me, I'm gonna have something to be able to pass him here. And my whole plan was to get him into 3, get the run down the back straightaways. That's where I was gaining my biggest run throughout the whole day, and get him into the turn and side draft him and try to win the race that way. And the 6 was coming to me, he got to me. I was like, all right, here we go. And I started peaking high just so he knew it. And then I saw him peaking low, so I was like, he's not going to go with me, I don't think, here. So, I felt like I was going to get hung out, so I went back to the bottom. And when I went back to the bottom, I shoved the 3 out. So, I guess the good news is I probably gained a lot of fans by getting the 3 back in victory lane, which is pretty cool to see the 3 back in victory lane, by the way. But I wanted to get the Sport Clips Toyota in victory lanes. I thought that'd be cooler for me. But, it's cool, but I want to win races. Second doesn't mean much to me in a nationwide car, so I want to have trophies.
Joey Logano definitely wants to get to victory lane, but pretty cool to push that 3 there. Mike?
And your championship leader, Brad Keselowski, very much in the thick of things at the end of this race. It came down to restart. You were on old tires. What was that like?
Well, you know, the tires are just worn out, and Kevin was spinning his tires, Dale was spinning tires, and you just don't want to run into each other and cause a big wreck and, you know, ruin our day. So came with a solid finish. Feel like we had one of the best cars and just didn't quite catch the right brakes, but really proud of everybody at Penske Racing. They've been working hard and building this new car. Has got all these guys on overtime, and they busted their butt and gave me one of the best cars. So, you know, kudos to them, and congratulations to Dale. He's a good friend of mine, so glad to see him back in victory lane.
And kudos to Brad Keselowski. His championship point lead now 277 markers, the largest lead he's had all year, Alan.
A gain of 30 on the night at Daytona. As we look at the standings, talked about whether Brad would yard Carl Edwards or Carl would gain a chunk of ground. Well, kind of a standoff, which doesn't do anything good for Carl's championship hopes at this point in the season. More post-race from Daytona in just a minute. Good switching to cars. Wild, but great.
Yeah, they did. They handled. They were a little bit shaky as far as the way they looked, but they still handled okay, and it was an exciting finish.
And the 3-car went to victory lane again.
Yeah, and he showed just why he's literally one of the best to ever drive here at Daytona, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And, you know, if you look down the list a little bit, Jack Roush has to be pretty proud of his young guys. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishing 3rd, and Brian Eichler at 9th. 2 guys in the top 10 for him.
Kyle Busch came back to 7th after the 4-tire pit stop. But in the end, it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. who will make all the big headlines from tonight. Next Friday night, the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Chicagoland, ESPN at 7:30 Eastern. Sports Center is next, including more post-race coverage from here in Daytona. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is one tonight here at the World Center of Racing. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Welcome to Sports Center along with Robert Flores. I am Linda Cohn. Ahead, Dwayne Wade meets the Chicago Bulls for a second time. And what does that mean for LeBron and Bosch? NBA insider J.A. Adande will join us in moments.
But we begin with the end of an era at Daytona. Dale Earnhardt Jr. driving the number 3 car, made famous by his late father Dale Sr. for probably the last time. Subway Jalapeno 250, the Nationwide Series. Race you just saw on ESPN. On the left, it's Dale Sr. in his old number 3 Wrangler car. On the right, Dale Jr. in the number 3 Whip. In 1988, Dale Sr. at this track finally claiming the race that had eluded him for so many years, the Daytona 500. Jr. started 3rd, looking for his 3rd career win at this dojo, and on lap 3, he takes the lead as fans in the stands hold up the number 3 to honor Dale Sr. Lap 63. Last time Jr. drove the number 3 car, 2002. Here he passes Justin Allgaier for 2nd. 6 laps later, lap 69, Jr. passes Kyle Busch for the lead before the caution comes out as Richard Childress, owner of the 3 car, watching Dale Jr. in the lead. Nationwide Series, by the way, debuting their new model of cars on this race. 5 laps to go. Dale Jr. still in the lead. Behind the leaders, Paul Menard blows a tire. 4th caution of the day comes out. That sets up a green-white checkered finish. And on the final lap, Dale Jr. holding off the talented Joey Logano for the win as fans everywhere at the track and around NASCAR Nation holding up the number 3 to honor the late Dale Sr. For Dale Jr., it's his first Nationwide Series win since 2006, first overall win of any kind on the NASCAR circuit since 2007. Here's Jr. moments ago talking about the win.
I feel lucky. I feel really lucky. I was so worried that I wasn't going to win because nothing but a win, you know, was good enough. Yeah. Well, just for everybody in the world, you know, if you didn't win, it was what a waste of time. Why to do it? So I worked hard to try to win it, and not only you know, for Daddy, I'm proud of you know, of him going in the Hall of Fame, and he would be proud of this, I'm sure, and. You know, just all these fans. He has so many great fans, not just mine. This is for his fans. Hope that they enjoyed this. That's it. No more 3 for me. We'll win, and this will be it. That's it.
You can see the joy. You can almost hear the relief in his voice as Dale Jr. wins. This was the 3rd time that he has driven the number 3 car since his father's 2001 death. In the previous 2 outings, he won a 2002 Busch Series race at Daytona, but finished 36th at an 02 Busch Series race in Charlotte. For more, let's go back out to Daytona International Speedway. Alan Bestwick and company.
Well, certainly a night of emotions here at Daytona with Dale Jarrett and Andy Petrie. Some poignant emotions, and it seems like a lot of happy emotions as well. Your emotions?
Yeah, it was a bit emotional for me. I had the pleasure and the opportunity to work with Dale Earnhardt Sr., and we heard Dale Jr. say that he hoped that his dad would be proud of him, and I can tell you firsthand that he was. He was very proud of the success and the talent that he has. He had also been proud tonight about the way and the class that he has and the way he went about putting this together and winning this race tonight. Made me think of a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things went through my mind of all the great times I had with Dale Sr., and now what a way to give him this tribute.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, and I think the emotions are that how proud Dale Sr. would be of Jr. for putting this pressure squarely on his shoulders. He's had pressure his entire life to live up to everybody else's expectations of how great a driver he should be. And tonight he said, look, I want to honor my dad, his induction into the Hall of Fame, and he did it in the right way going to victory lane.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. qualifying third for this race, being saluted by the fans, wearing that uniform so similar to the one that his dad wore for so many years. Trying to take the lead on the third lap, just missed getting to the top spot as the fans honored Dale Sr.'s memory as they did throughout that 2001 season after the accident that took his life. Earnhardt Jr. storming to the front around Kyle Busch here at lap 70, about 70% of the way through the race. And then from there, it was a lot of defense.
Yeah, he had a great Hamlin race car, and that's what he really used to win this race. He stuck that car right on the bottom and was able to hold off Joey Logano in some really fast cars at the end.
Yeah, he's shown over the years that when he gets out front, he's hard to beat at this racetrack.
So for Dale Earnhardt Jr., again, some poignant memories on the night, but an awful lot of smiling race fans left Daytona after seeing an Earnhardt drive car number 3 into this Speedway's victory lane once again. Quite a night here at Daytona. The sport's most popular driver sending his fans home smiling.